The other question we want to look at was a question that came in WAS 2006. It's another past question. The question reads, a dealer sold a car to a man and made a profit of 15%. The man then sold it to a woman for 120,175 naira at a loss of 5%. How much did the dealer buy the car? Have in mind, when I was looking at the explanation, I said a transaction that will occur between more than 2 people. In this case, the transaction is between 3 people here. And the 3 people or parties that are involved here are the dealer, then the man, and the woman. It was the dealer that first bought the goods and sold it to a man. The man decided to sell it again to another person, which was the woman. They are now saying, how much did the dealer buy the car? Have in mind, before this dealer sold a car to a man, that dealer must have bought that particular good. We don't know the amount of money or the total amount spent to buy that good. We don't know that. So we can just say we identify the parties now by the dealer here, who is the first agent involved, the dealer. The amount of money spent before the property actually becomes his was CP. That was the cost price. We don't know that. That means before that dealer sold that good, the dealer must have bought it. Even when that commodity was given as a gift, whosoever that might have donated that particular car bought it. So the amount of money the dealer used to buy that car initially is CP. We don't know that. Now they are saying a dealer sold a car to a man and made a profit of 15%. So when the transaction was between the man and the dealer, the dealer made a profit of 15%, and percentage profit is represented this way. Anytime profit is represented in percentage, we represent it this way. According to them, they said it's 15%. Percentage profit becomes 15%. If that is the case, we don't know again the amount of money the dealer actually sold the car. We don't know the amount he used to buy the good, and we don't know the amount he sold it. So we don't know the selling price as well. Now, something very interesting. So if that is the case, we have an expression that says percentage profits. Few minutes ago, we said is the selling price minus the cost price divided by the cost price times 100%. So if that holds, the percentage profit for the dealer, they said, is 15%. We are going to divide this one by 100 because it is in percentage. By 100 equals the selling price, we don't know that, minus the cost price, we don't know as well. Everything divided by the cost price, we don't also know that. And I will not multiply by 100 again because it has taken care of this percentage here. So if that is done, 15 divided by 100 becomes 0.15 equals SP minus the cost price, everything over the cost price. We will now cross multiply. 0.15 is the same as 0.15 divided by 1. You cross multiply here. When you cross multiply, you have 1 multiplied by selling price. 1 times SP becomes SP. Then 1 multiplied by minus CP becomes minus CP. That equals 0.15 times CP becomes 0.15 CP. You collect items in which the CPs are to be together. You put all the CPs together. So if that is the case, the selling price here is becoming, when you take minus CP over the equal to sign, become positive. We have 0.15 CP plus. When this one crosses, become plus CP. So selling price here becomes 0.15 plus 1. The coefficient here is 1. So 0.15 plus 1 becomes 1.15. The CP is common. That can be one of the successful equations you can write. That SP I have written is the selling price. That was the price the dealer sold the car to the man. The first transaction happened between the dealer and the man. So it means a dealer sold a car to a man. So the selling price for the dealer is what we have calculated here. That was the amount of money the dealer received. Now we go to the transaction. It is now the man. After the dealer, we go to the man. Have in mind that whatever amount of money the dealer sold that particular commodity to the man becomes the cost price. So if that is the case, the cost price to the man, the cost price now to the man is the same as the selling price. Whatever amount the man gave for the commodity is the selling price, but the dealer is selling it. So the dealer is the selling price. But whosoever that is paying for that commodity becomes the cost price. It's like you sell a commodity to me. If you are selling it at 100,000 euros, whatever amount I give you to you is the selling price. But me buying that commodity to me becomes the cost price. That is the transaction here between the dealer and the man. So the cost price here is the same as the selling price. The dealer sold the car at this price. It is the same money the man also paid. So the cost price here is the same as 1.15 CP. That is the man, the transaction happening between the man. After that, we can come to the question again. The man then sold it to a woman for 120,175. So the man sold this one, that is the selling price, to the man. The man sold it at 120,175 naira. That is the selling price to the man. Now something happened when that happened. At a loss of 5%, the moment a man sold this commodity to a woman, he now made a loss. And the loss was percentage loss. That becomes percentage loss equals 5%. We can proceed with that analysis. Since it is percentage profit, we know that percentage profit equals the cost price minus the selling price, everything over the cost price times 100%. Percentage loss here is 5%. I have to divide this by 100 because it is a percentage already. In that case, I have the cost price here minus. Have in mind the cost price here is 1.15 CP. That was the price the man paid for that car before he sold it to the woman. So it becomes 1.15 CP minus the selling price was 121.75. That was what the woman paid. So to the man is the selling price. The woman becomes the cost price now. That was the transaction. So that has to be divided by the cost price, and the cost price here is 1.15 CP. 1.15 CP. 5 divided by 100 becomes 0.05. That becomes 1.15 CP minus 120,175. That has to be divided by 1.15 CP. We can cross multiply again. 0.05 is the same as 0.05 divided by 1. Then you cross multiply. So if that holds, we have 0.05 multiplied by 1.15. I have got 0.05 times 1.15. If I multiply 0.05 by 1.15, I am going to get 0.0575. In multiplying, cross multiplying these two digits, 0.05 times 1.15 is becoming 0.0575. That equals 1 times 1.15 CP minus 120,175 is the same as 1.15 CP minus 120,175. So that means we are going to collect light terms to put all the figures together. How can that be done? I will take this one over. I will take 120,175. Since it is negative, when it comes to the left, it becomes positive. That becomes positive 120,175 equals 1.15 CP. When this 0.057 have in mind it was having CP here. 0.05 times 1.15 CP. There must also be CP here. CP must be attached. When I take this one over, it becomes negative 0.0575 CP. Let me adjust it in a way it fits in exactly. I have taken the 1 minus 120 to this side, become positive. I have 1.15 CP minus, when this one crosses there, become minus 0.0575 CP. So if I now subtract the coefficients, I have 120,175 here equals, that gives me 1.15 minus 0.0575. 1.15 less 0.0575. That is giving me 1.0925. So that gives us 1.0925 CP. For us to get CP, we divide both sides by 1.0925. 120,175 divided by 1.0925 equals 1.0925 CP divided by 1.0925. You cancel this and cancel this as well. So the cost price becomes 120, 120, 175 divided by 1.0925. That gives us 110,000 in naira, 110,000 naira. And CP is the cost price to the dealer. That means that was the price the dealer bought that goods. That ends that.